Event Viewer in Windows Server 2016 can be accessed by going into Server Manager, going to Tools, and then choosing Event Viewer. Event Viewer can be a little bit of system overload if you go through all the different logs. So let's take a look at the most important logs. Typically, the system log is the first one you would want to go to if you're having any type of server issue where the performance is not acting correct. So if we take a look at this and then we see the most recent event at the top, we can scroll down and see all the things that have been going on. Now typically we're going to look at something that says an error or a warning. So if we click on error, we can see one of the different error messages that we see. Click on details, you can see even more information. It doesn't give you a lot of information on how to resolve it. However, it does give us some other good information where we can find the answers. So for instance, we can see an event ID 732. This is something we can do an internet search on to see what event 32 with maybe the first few keywords copied in, what we can find on Microsoft's TechNet website or just a general search. If we go to the details and we expand the system, we can get more information. Again, it shows the event ID. Sometimes it'll also show you a process ID, a PID, which you can then match up to on the Task Manager. There's our process ID right there, 636. So now if we go into Task Manager, and then we go into process ID, we want to match up that number, 636. Let's go ahead and sort that direction. So there it is, 636. We can see that the Services and Control app is a problem. That doesn't give us a lot of good information. Let's right-click and go to Details. And it tells us it's the services.exe. We can right-click again and now go to Services. And we can see if it's matched to any particular service, which it's not. So no service got highlighted when we did that. So if we're having problems with this particular one, we can just go to this service and we can right-click and we can end that task if we need to, if it's having a problem, or we can just restart our server. So everything is tied back to the process ID, which we get in our event log information. Another good one is the application. So if you're not having problems with the server, but you're having problems with a particular application that's getting stuck, then you can go to the errors in the applications. And again, you can go to the details, you can go to the general, and you can copy that information and do an internet search. Can resize our window if we need to as well. Now we can also go to where it says application and service log. So whatever roles and features you may have installed on your server, it now shows up as a log, an event log. So we can see when we click on the DFS replication that's having trouble communicating with one of our other domain controllers, and that's just because it's turned off. So if that was turned on and we were getting the same message, we would probably want to do some troubleshooting to figure out what's going on. If we expand the Microsoft and then the Windows logs, now we're going to see hundreds of logs, and most of them are operational logs. And a lot of those logs are going to be blank. So basically you can click on that and you can see that there's not a lot going on there. So if you are looking for a specific log, then you can go ahead and drill down into it and you can see if there's anything in that particular log that may be helpful. For instance, if you have remote desktop services installed, you can go down to where it says remote desktop services and then you can see if it shows any problems with remote desktop. Last thing I'd like to show you is the security log. Security log shows you by default anytime a user has logged in successfully or unsuccessfully due to a bad username or password. So this is a very good log to show you if people are trying to hack into your computer. It also shows you who's actually been able to log in. So that's an overview of the event log viewer in Windows Server 2016.